Welcome to the Agile Localization Podcast by Crowdin, where we unpack the strategies and solutions that make localization fast, scalable, and efficient. I'm your host, Stefan Yui. Hello, and welcome back to the Agile Localization Podcast by Crowdin. Today, we're celebrating a very special milestone. It's our 1 year anniversary. And what a year it has been. A year of incredible conversations, insights, and stories from localization leaders and experts around the world. Over the past 12 months, we've heard firsthand how teams are solving real world challenges, scaling global products, and transforming the way they work with multilingual content. And at the heart of many of those stories, Crowdin, the AI-powered localization platform that helps teams automate, manage, and accelerate their localization workflows. In this episode, we've gathered some of our favorite moments from the past guests, moments where they shared their positive impact Crowdin software has had on their businesses, teams, and global strategies. So, whether you're a longtime listener or you're just joining us for the first time, sit back and enjoy this highlight reel from the past year of the Agile Localization Podcast. Enjoy.
The process of connecting your GitHub repo into your Crowdin account, that is just killer. And it makes the lives of devs so much easier. And then it also allows localization folks to just log into Crowdin and make translations on the fly, deploy without a developer needing to really spend too much time on it.
I don't think it's possible to kind of achieve the scalability that we've achieved, or in any kind of continuous localization context without something like Crowdin. So for us, Crowdin serves the purpose of this kind of single source of truth. So we know that the live translations that are visible on our product, they're in Crowdin. And if you want to make a change or update something or translate something new, you have to go to Crowdin in order to do that. That's the central hub. And without that kind of accessible platform that everyone is working in simultaneously and can see, I mean, then it does become chaos.
When we think about systems at the moment, I think Crowdin makes perfect sense because I think you can start dabbling into localization, I think, for absolutely free, at least for your purposes, and the layers when you add more people, when you add more content, is really manageable. And it's a beautiful thing that there are systems out there like Crowdin that essentially grows with you, because that's what you are required, because localization operations are practically non-existing. Maybe the company is starting with 1,000 to 2,000 words, so there's no need for huge systems that cost, I don't know, 30,000 a year to do it.
Well, Crowdin has a lot of power. I don't use all of its power, but it's full of integrations and things we can connect. But something that I really love about Crowdin is how you can invite members and partners to your project. And these people, they have different roles within the product. So you can invite someone to be just a translator, and you can invite someone to be the manager of the project, and you can invite someone to be the developer of the project. So this is really interesting because we are pretty much open to work in a way that each person will have their assigned role, and they will be able to work as their role demands. So this is something that makes me feel really comfortable about sharing my project with external translators and things like that.
We support GitHub, and Crowdin also has a very good GitHub integration. So that helps us. Like, for example, let's say your code is ready for internationalization. That's when Crowdin comes into play. So you basically, let's say you've merged all your code map PRs, and now we've generated all those catalog files. Crowdin has a very good support of all the libraries that CodeMod supports. As I mentioned before, Next INTL, and you guys support all of the standard string formats like ICU, Fluent Syntax, the JSON formats out there. And it's like every time that developers create a PR or even CodeMod creates a PR, Crowdin kicks in, just sends a new PR with very high quality translations, accurately transforming the strings and the syntaxes for all of those internationalization message formats that I mentioned before.
The feature that I really liked, which is not AI based, is the way Crowdin create workflows. You can actually manually drag different parts of the workflow. Many systems are too rigid. You follow this, or you don't. Whereby Crowdin actually allow you to make your own workflows, and every company has their own way of doing workflows for localization, even for authoring content.
I'm quite active on LinkedIn, and just last week I did a post on TMS, and in my post I explicitly mentioned that according to me, Crowdin is driving the breakthrough of GenAI in TMSs, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that the other players are doing a bad job, but Crowdin is doing things right and has the right philosophy. So the one thing that I like a lot about Crowdin is they don't take a feature or they don't take a model and put it in a black box and start charging a lot of money for it. No, they integrate the feature, they integrate the model, and then they give their users the necessary building blocks to, get started with those features. But the user is still in control.
Crowdin, for example, can present its common interface by providing a Figma integration right out of the box, right? That is working great. And with that, you can go to your designer and say, okay, listen, instead of having to fiddle around with your Figma formats and localization, or having to wait until the translator is providing some content so you can then actually do your design with it, see if everything is working out in terms of space. We actually have a direct integration with your tool that gives you not some mock-up translation tags, but the accurate translation for you to kind of design around, and then localization has the advantage of being able to actually right away with this design happening.
I think that the thing that makes Crowdin different from everything else is the speed, is how you move fast and you find something that doesn't work, you fix it, you find an opportunity, someone tells you, hey, this thing is missing. And if it's a valid idea, boom, it's done.
My personal favorite is, we are, as linguists, we just enjoy speaking many languages. So I love the feature where you see what other translators submitted it in their language. So I can just read the French version or the Spanish version. And yeah, I enjoy it, and it can also be helpful because sometimes you can't come up with the great, there's a better solution out there, but you just can't think of it. And sometimes it really helps to read the solutions other languages came up with and get inspired for the German translation. So it's not the most important feature, but I enjoy it a lot.
There are many large brands that look to Crowdin to be their translation partner, to make sure that they have specific workflows, they have specific translation sources, they have specific things, and what they need is that they're saying, I want these two things to work really well together. I want to get the design and the content localization, and I want to get all of the one-click hosting and automatic SEO discovery for localization that Webflow offers, and I want to be able to use all the great tools that Crowdin is building on translation, and that's how we've approached it. And so we actually have a great Crowdin app that's in our official app marketplace that customers can download, run easily with their Webflow site and Webflow project, and be pushing translations in and out of Crowdin.
Talk to some of the top tier TMS out there. And just the subscription itself was 4 or 5 times as much as what we selected with what we go with Crowdin. And Crowdin did everything that we actually needed. So I think that's one. The other one was we had like a dedicated support who were able to quickly get on a call, talk to our team, figure out a solution, and then move forward. So it was just, and the integration was so much easier than some other POC integrations that we try to integrate with our system, and it was a lot less painful. It's just like talk to my dev team, have it integrated, and then we're jamming.
Well, folks, that's a wrap on today's episode of the Agile Localization Podcast by Crowdin. We hope you found it as insightful as we did. If you enjoyed today's conversation and want to learn more about how leading companies are managing their multilingual content efficiently, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Thank you for tuning in. For more resources on how to streamline your localization process, visit crowdin.com. See you next time.